Hello, and welcome to what I believe I'm going to call May Painting Challenge Prequel, Episode 1. See, I sort of got into the habit of making videos during the boot camp, and there's a few weeks left before May rolls around, and at least during the weekends I will have time to do some talking, filming, showing you stuff, working on the miniature. And but I don't want to get too much of a jump start, but I thought I can at least do some prep work and show you what I've done. I previously talked about how there was a nasty mold line and other imperfections, and I have now, for I believe the most part, cleaned these up. We'll have to see how well this shows up on video, and I have in fact straightened out the sword. However, you might notice a little mistake has happened. Yes, the handle of the sword broke off. This will have to be glued back on, but that will be handled in the next stage, which is assembly, when I'm doing other gluing. There are some rough spots where I scraped. I didn't film myself scraping away at this guy, because that's boring, and also it would be really difficult to find a camera angle and framing that would allow you to see what I was doing, as well as let me see what I was doing. The backpack, of course, always has a mold line running straight across the top on every single Space Marine backpack. Everybody knows this issue. Today I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show you some dry fitting, essentially deciding what to assemble and what not. If we take the backpack and place it on where it's supposed to be, well, you can probably see that, let's see, it gets in the way. It covers up a portion of this shoulder pauldron, so I can't get at it to paint, and some of the head. So I'm going to leave this off and paint this separately. The arm, on the other hand, and by the way, this hardly needs to be pointed out, but you will notice that I have drilled out the gun barrel. I mean, that's just common decency. This left arm goes on like this. It sticks out pretty much straight from the body. It doesn't get in the way of anything underneath, I don't think. No, I can get to everything even if I assemble this. So I will glue this arm on prior to painting. So it will be painted in two parts, the body with the arm and the backpack. But before we start assembling, there is one final stage, namely to give this guy a bath. Oop. Copy in. Boom. See, this is a mixture of warm water with some washing up liquid. Let's see if I can get some suds going. When this is done, I'm going to rinse it off under the tap, which I will not show you, and I will not show you the drying process either. I mostly let it air dry. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm sort of a stickler for cleanliness. The original reason that I've learned to do this is because of a substance known as mold release, which is a byproduct of the casting process that can sometimes remain on a miniature. Now, this is sort of an urban myth at this point. I've never actually seen any of that residue on a miniature. I mostly do this, I don't know, it's perhaps a psychological thing, because a miniature will pick up dust and grime and grease and grit and whatever, and it just feels good to start the process of painting knowing that I have an absolutely clean surface to apply paint to. Well, to apply primer to, and then the paint goes on the primer. Yeah, so there we go. And by the way, don't brush your teeth with this afterwards. I'm gonna clean this guy off and dry him and glue on what needs to be glued on, and tomorrow I will show you the priming. So, for today, this is Doc Eon signing off.